Building wealth is a goal that many people aspire to, but it can often seem like an overwhelming task. It takes time, effort, and discipline to be successful with this goal. Good morning and welcome to the Trust Ato Higher Learning Series, where we discuss investing, personal finance, and Islamic finance as a whole. My name is Bukola Akinyele Issa, and the topic for this edition is investment opportunities for married couples to expand wealth. Of course, I have an expert on the program, Mrs. Maryam Lemu, who is a marriage expert and relationship coach. Good morning, Mrs. Maryam, and how are you doing this morning? Thank you for coming on the program.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Assalamu alaikum. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wa alaikum salam. So let's start the conversation. It has been often said that happiness in marriage is determined by the financial discipline of the couple. So as a marriage expert, can you confirm the truth or exaggeration of that notion?
I don't think I fully subscribe to the way it is phrased. I know money is a big source of friction in a relationship. So in other words, when you don't have sufficient funds in the home, financial independence, financial power, definitely it is a source of a lot of fights. But I don't think that is what will make your marriage work or not, because we've seen over the years a lot of people who are living in abject poverty, but are still very content, very happy, and they are partners for life. So they are both struggling to make ends meet, and not having sufficient funds has not broken their relationship. So I don't know if I wouldn't say I subscribe fully to that statement.
Okay, you mentioned some poverty. When we look at the current inflation in Nigeria, it continues to impact many lives, especially those of families with children, due to the excessive cost of living. I will say that only those who are financially stable and budgeting savvy are anxious about the cost of living in Nigeria. So, but looking at our current economic situation, financial argument can easily be a drawback to marital happiness. How best should married people manage their finances, particularly the newlyweds?
I think newlyweds and also those who've been married for years, because my husband and I, we've been married, alhamdulillah, 32 years, but seeing the hyperinflation that we are facing today, we both talk about finances. We both talk about making sure that we are conscious of how our spending is, how we maintain the lifestyle we want without going overboard, how we try to make sure we are not competing with anybody outside the relationship to, show off that we have it or to catch up with anybody. We stay on our lane. It requires a lot of communication between the two partners and a lot of truth as well. Let one partner not deceive the other into believing they have more than what really is in the relationship. If the relationship is not strong or it's new and you're beginning to establish yourselves, establish the relationship better, it is so important that you are completely transparent about your reality, about your truth, so that your partner can be supportive. I often say, obviously, in Islam, it is the husband's full responsibility to take care of the wife, the household expenditures, the children. That's all on him. But if you have a spendthrift for a wife who is not considerate about that, she must wear the designer, and she's not earning sufficiently to maintain what she wants, because what she earns is her money. What he earns is their money. So if she is not considerate, and this, she must wear and must go to every function with new clothes, she must have this, the latest of that. Obviously, that's going to put a heavy strain on the relationship. So for me, the advice I give is be transparent. For men, because naturally the disposition is to not show their weaknesses. That's how they have been raised. That's how they've been conditioned. A true relationship and a true partnership is where you show your vulnerability. If you're not strong economically, tell your wife, I need your support. When we first got married, my husband was not financially strong, and we were living in the United States, and he was the only one working because I'm not a citizen, I hold a British passport. I was not going to be working at that time. So I learned the hard way because I wasn't financially literate. And I had to later over the years learn to be more frugal, learn to be more considerate and kind and understanding that he's doing all the heavy lifting. And I should also make sure I am compassionate in how I spend money and not be selfish. So let it not be monkey de walk baboon de chop. We should be very careful about that. So this applies though to everybody, regardless of how long you've been married.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Maryam Lemu. I totally agree with you. With communication, trust, and a bit of planning, couples can have a marriage that is free of conflict about money. So, the collective goals of couples could mostly be the joint acquisition of properties. What can you say about individual investment of couples in the finance industry, in order to safeguard generational wealth for their offspring?
Well, I think it's so important. My brother has a saying, he has a financial literacy course that he offers, and he always says, build a dam, build a dam. And what you're doing is trying to make sure you have multiple streams of income, but at the same time, you are investing it and putting it somewhere safe for the unpredicted, the unseen. Emergencies happen, medical issues happen. I remember I personally... Exactly. And you don't want to go and borrow money. It brings a lot of disrespect. You feel you have lowered, the way people see you. And it's sometimes humiliating to find yourself in a position where you're begging people for money or asking them for a loan. And then the risks that you may not be able to pay up by the time you are supposed to, it brings a lot of embarrassment. It ruins relationships. So definitely I encourage couples to find halal investments and reliable places where they can keep their money, keeping inflation in mind and making sure their money doesn't get devalued. Ideally, they need to invest wisely in ethical investments that will continue to grow so that the money is not stagnant, but the money is also not depreciating due to inflation. So for me, I think that is such an important thing.
I like the fact that you talk about a lot investing, an instance now at Trust Atol, we have a real estate portfolio and other investment options. I mean, Sharia compliant investment that, but mostly people like to invest in real estate, in order to secure generational wealth.
I think real estate is a very good more reliable place to put your money. The real estate industry is constantly evolving, constantly growing. People are coming up with more convenient, more modern designs and technologies that they incorporate into the homes they are building. They are smarter homes. They are more ecologically conscious. And you find people are always willing to, buy the things that are of better quality and more environmentally friendly. So I think real estate, whether it's in buying land or investing in real estate development organizations, I think those are all safe, ethical places that one can put their money. And definitely looking at the return on investment, it seems to be on the incline.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Maryam Lemu. In a nutshell, identifying an individual's financial strengths in marriage is paramount from what you've explained so far. And also, investing is a powerful tool to build wealth. By investing wisely, couples can achieve financial success and build wealth over the long term. Thank you very much, Mrs. Maryam Lemu, for sharing your thoughts with us. Have a great day and bye.
Thank you very much for having me on your show. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. Bye. That brings us to the end of today's program. For investing in a Sharia compliant way, visit our website www.trustatolgroup.com or send an email to info@trustatolgroup.com. Have a nice day. Bye for now.